So if anybody notice a pattern, there's a pattern in Jamaica. Whenever you have a spike in a violence, you always see dancehall and music get mentioned. And even musicians get targeted more as a means of the government appearing like them a do something about crime. But in all actuality, music is not even a big part in the propagation of crime and violence. That is, there's no research for back that up, say music cause violence and crime. You understand? People have to understand, say, dancehall is just a part of Jamaican culture. It is influenced by Jamaican culture. It is not some separate entity where call the shots. You understand? So you cannot have it in your mind, say a dancehall artist where barely finish high school or not even finish high school have more impact on a child life than the child parents or the child community. That is impractical. That don't make no sense. When somebody point to dancehall music or any music at all as the cause of crime and violence is an admission the person makes, say them incompetent. You understand? Them make an admission, say, yo, I am so incompetent. The government who pay taxes to so incompetent. The teacher them who pay in a school so incompetent. The parents them so incompetent that this child or this person decision for end up in a life of crime and violence is solely up to a song, to an artist. And that is not the case. The artist, like everybody else in the society, is subjected to the cultural norms of the society. So if you hear them be misogynist in them song, is a learned behavior. Them don't learn it. Them don't learn it from music. Them learn it from the culture in the society. So when the culture change, that is when you are going to see change in the music. And I could talk about this too. The last big spike in violence you have, and they have a big backlash against dancehall, and them say, alright, them are going to clean up the airwaves and this and that. And them do it. And what you have, whole it more party song I make and girls song I make. And that is what you have in a dancehall for the past like 7 years. Most of the song them is that them talk about money, party, and woman. And just enjoying yourself. But what we see happen also in the last few years, a spike in crime and violence because you have the lottery scamming coming in. You understand? And then you have the music I reflect that too, because when the lottery scamming come in, you have songs start to talk about the lottery scamming. It's not the music push the lottery scamming, you know. It's just the music just a reflect what happened in the society at the time. So people have to understand, say that clean with them, say them clean up, them did a clean up dancehall. Alright, so you clean up dancehall, that still didn't change the reality of violence in the society. It never changed the reality of poverty in the society. So you can't change crime and violence by cleaning up the music, because the music is a very minor part, and it is just a reflection of what is happening in the society. It is a reflection of the culture in the society, and it is not it is not a reflection of the broadest cultural norms of society either. It is a small reflection. So people, when you see people are focused on music as the cause of crime and violence, it is going to be a failed pursuit. You understand? We're not going to ever solve or fix or come close to figuring out how to solve crime and violence if we continue waste time focusing on music as a cause, because it is not. The primary causes, it are going to be the culture where we in the poverty level, the level of communion, the level of community in the areas. And when we say community, the level of the interaction between the people in the community. That I mean. So these are the main factors we are going to determine people leaning to crime and violence. So it are going to be poverty, it are going to be the level of community relations, the level of resources where get poured into the community, the interaction between members of in the community, meaning if there's a sense of community, if the parents interact with each other and parents can issue discipline to children who are not theirs. So if parenting is a community effort, then we are going to see reduction in crime and violence. But if we not attack poverty, and we not attack the type of education, and we not teach the children the right way for socially interact, and we not make education be culturally relevant to people and have a purpose-driven education system, we are going to continue having these problems with crime and violence. Now you have another issue. These are just my speculation. When we start see the image them on social media and the whole heap of report about violence against women and violence against young girls and the murder them a get whole heap. Little after you start see people are jump out and talk about music at the cause and music, me say and Nesbeth come out and I say music, and people, it is not the cause of crime and violence. You need to stop it. We not back up the wrong tree and it will go be a failed pursuit if we not continue. Then little after now, during the spike in a reporting upon crime and violence, you see them grab on upon the top artist at the time, everybody pay attention to, which is Alkaline. Now, me I wonder, I wonder if this is just, if them just use him as a prop for say, boy, we want to appear like we are fight crime, and since people already buy into the idea, say, music a cause crime, I could grab on pan that brother, yeah, which is Alkaline, I could grab on pan him, and so it can appear to the public, say, alright, them a do something about crime, them a try fight crime because them grab on pan the youth, yeah. Because obviously them never have enough evidence to hold him, but them did hold him, them still hold him for days. So if I did just question him, you don't want him for, you not question him and release him, you not question him out, you not hold on pan him for get the newspaper them a report, say, I will have him in custody and this and that. like just for appear so when I fight crime. So you get the sense dancehall are just the scapegoat where the government use when crime go up, and when it appear, when the public have a loud response to the spike in a crime. You understand? To the crime level being on the rise. You see them start talk about music. But me I tell you now, you can be, me I go provide some links to some article where people where people do research and it proves boy the community, the resources were poor in the community, the access to resources, the access to things like recreation centers, jobs, and the involvement of people in the community, in the children's lives, are more indicative of whether a child will be involved more likely to be involved in crime and violence versus not being involved in crime and violence. So me no want to read out them article that you know. You can read for yourself, but it just back up my point. Say music is not the primary cause of violence. It is not even a cause of violence. And people need to stop push this idea. Music is art. It reflect something in our society. So if we want really tackle the problem of crime and violence, we have to let go of the focus. We focus on music. That have to be on the back burner. We have to first attack the real life material causes of crime and violence, which are poverty. Right? And this idea of individualism, where the community is less involved in raising the children. We have to get away from them practice, them cultural practice. We have to get back to community-based parenting, where everybody involved and everybody know each other and we are interact with each other, and we are parents, a parent every child in the community. I mean, them are provide food and so. I mean, them are provide guidance, them are provide guardianship to the children in the community. Recently, somebody on Facebook tell me, say, boy, music are the cause of violence and it's so influential and this and that. So now, of course, I think back to a time when music did mostly positive, which most are history, because dancehall never existed about the late 70s, 80s. You understand? So the music before then, alright, you have reggae, you have rocksteady, you have all of these, you have them genre where are mostly positive things I say and you know, enjoyment, scare, just dancing, and it's all about full joy. And before that you have all sort of spiritual songs, and you have gospel, and before then you have like the drumming, and we are mostly instrumental, and the humming and the griot them where did I recite history and them thing there. But throughout this whole time there has been violence, and think about when Bob Marley did reign supreme. When Bob Marley music did reign supreme, and Bob Marley was the big man in our music worldwide. Violent, it was one of the most violent times in our Jamaican history, the 70s. with all of them political war they would did go on, like, people, come on. If music was the big influencer that people are claiming it is, wouldn't it have been the case where the society would have been almost non-violent in that time, during that time when reggae reigned supreme? So how then you explain the nature of violence, the existence of violence in the capacity where it did exist, which was a large capacity? How you explain that? And still hold on to the point say music are the cause of violence. Like it don't add up. It not add up when you don't match it up with history. Because throughout the 400 years where European people have put our people through torture in the Western Hemisphere and in Africa, what was the genre of music that they were listening to? What was the nature of the music that they were listening to? May I listen and may I wait for somebody tell me gospel hymns, that was a big bad genre of music where did that influence them for chop off people and in Africa when them never get enough rubber from the tree them and chop off them foot and them thing there? Was that influencing the KKK members to string up black people from tree? For tie Emmett Till to them van back and drag him on the ground till him unrecognizable. Like, what is more I really want to know what is the genre that influence all of that violence will take place. Like, people who bark up the wrong tree when you look to music for save you from crime and violence, you bark up the wrong tree when you look to music for explain why crime and violence in the society, barking up the wrong tree. We have to look to politics, we have to look to poverty, we have to look for how wealth divided up and who are prevented from accessing wealth, and know that those same people who are prevented from accessing wealth are the same people who end up in the conditions of crime and violence. But it's like people don't want to face the inconvenient truth about our society, because it is more difficult for people accept say boy is not dancehall, is me. Is a problem with me. It's the same reason why people gravitate to religion, because them can place the blame, they can place the responsibility, I should say, the responsibility of bad and good happening in them life and someone else, and take the responsibility off of themselves, so them relieve themselves of stress. And that is the same thing what them do when them point out dancehall, because them get to relieve themselves of the responsibility of, alright, all the way I forgot chip in for reduce poverty in the society. We have to go all politicians accountable. How we are going to do that? That are going to take strength, that are going to take resources, that are going to take dedication. We don't want that. We want a quick solution. We want some fleeting object, some fleeting thing, entity for attach the blame to. And that is music. So we find out so we are blame music. Like, how on earth can a politician we're in the position where him decide how well get share up? How can he or she place the blame of crime and violence when First, we need to acknowledge say politicians are part of the problem why crime and violence so high, because them flood the garrisons with gun. In the first place, them build up this power base for gangs, because them need them people for strong arm the rest of the population into making sure them vote for this party or that party. Now these people know within themselves what the causes of crime and violence are, you know. Them know. But them want to absolve for themselves a responsibility. I mean, I talk about the politician them. How can they really blame a few individuals where get some level of success out of dancehall music? How them are going to blame these people? These people don't have power in a society. Them still not have power in a society, you know, because if dancehall did have power in a society, did organize and could have wield power in a society, them couldn't have relegated dancehall to so many constraints. Them couldn't have constrained dancehall in such a way that they must stifle the music. They must stifle it in a Jamaica. You see party now keep certain time, but them lock off the dance as them feel a mind. The artists them can't say certain word on stage at shows where patrons are adults. Like them pretty much control how the dancehall artists them operate. Them control the dancehall industry in such a way that them can stifle it as much as they want. Yet still, these politicians and these people in the upper class who have the power to influence dancehall, the existence of dancehall, the economy of dancehall in such a way that them can stifle it. These same people with all the power in a society, with most of the power in a society, them have the power for affect poor people's life. Them have the power for change the landscape of dancehall. These same people turn around and I blame dancehall for crime and violence. Like, it makes no sense. This is the society where you have the most power in. So if there is crime and violence in the society, it is largely a failure on your behalf. You hoard all of the wealth. You push these people in our slums. Your education system not culturally relevant. Your education system not promote civic engagement and civic duties. Them actually take civics out of high school system in Jamaica. Like that crazy, and then you blame some people where the system fail. The system play people who are actually victims of the system, and without a career in dancehall, some of them would have been career criminals. Judging from them experience growing up, where them grow up, and the possibilities and the likelihood of them just falling into the cycle that they are expected to fall into. So how on earth can these people with power, them have the money, them have the political power, them have the police, pretty much work for them and not poor people? How can these people really find it in themselves to blame dancehall, blame the little dancehall artists who not have nothing but a high school education? How do you blame that person for crime and violence? It is beyond me. And it is nothing more than victim blaming. So you have men who have power over women in society, real power over women, physically and economically. They have power over women in society. When a woman get raped, You hear all sort of foolishness say she should not drink no liquor, she should not wear this, she should not wear that, she should not act that way there. And now the woman gets blamed because a man rape her. Not the man get blamed because him is a rapist or rape the woman. You understand? So that same mentality there. People always try to place the blame upon the victim. Them try to if them oppress you and them blame you for your own oppression. As if you not try. A whole heap of poor people try to get out of poverty. And many get out. But guess what? If there is 100 poor people in the society and only 10 viable jobs that can assist those poor people elevating on the economic ladder and the social ladder, what you gonna have? 90 people still are going to remain in a poverty, and the children of those 90 people, them are go. There's little hope of them escaping that cycle of poverty. And poverty is a breeding ground of violence. You can't have so much people cram up in a one little place in a dire economic conditions and expect everybody expect no violence now go exist and crime now go exist. Come on, people, man. Come on, man. We have to read, if we not go get nowhere if we continue deny the reality of the situation. If we ignore the facts, we are going to continue. We are 20 years from now, we still are going to have a high poverty rate, and we still are going to have a high crime rate, and we still are going to blame music. And in that same 20 years, we could have make the steps for actually reduce poverty, thus reducing crime. But instead, we are focused on the wrong thing, because it's just so easy for attack people with less power. So easy to attack people with less power. And it is like, me not understand how dancehall in this recent spike of violence, how dancehall names start get called up. Because between like 2004 to like 2010, 2011, dancehall music did me not lie, the clashing and the gunman tune, the badman tune, them did way up. And then it dipped so drastically after like 2011. It dipped so drastically that there's so many more party songs, so many more positive music. Yet still, crime and violence went on the rise in the last few years. Why? Because poverty is also on the rise. But we are going to ignore the fact there and go back to using dancehall as the beating stick, as the scapegoat, to explain why crime and violence in the society. Because it seems what it seems to me like is like the politicians them don't want to face the reality. Them don't want really solve the crime and violence issue, because at the end of the day it not really affect them, because them in a social class now where the crime and violence now got really affect for them life. Is it? Because some invisible border there in a society, because you notice certain crime and violence now happen in a certain areas, or just certain people subjected to that crime and violence. Certain areas subjected to that crime and violence because policing, law enforcement operate in a different way in a certain sector of society. So law enforcement protect the wealthier people. Meanwhile, them keep certain other people, the lower economic class, in line. So them pretty much a protect them people from them people. So them in your community, your poor community, to keep you in line, to keep you in check. Them in the other people in community, for protect them, for protection, for uphold the law and protect them. So you find out certain crime now in a certain area. Certain people can't get to certain area. The troublemaker them. And trust me people, if dancehall music vanish off of the earth tomorrow, if any type of violent music vanish off of the earth tomorrow, guess what still go there with we? If we not make steps to get rid of it. Poverty, crime and violence. 3 best friends. Them are the 3 musketeers. Poverty, crime and violence. Them are triplet. Them not let go each other. So if we want one out of society, we have to get rid of the other. We have to get rid of the other too. So anyway, my damn GoPro overheat. As me I say, I'm going to sit down working again. As me I say, people, we cannot continue to approach a problem in the same way. We've been a fail for decades now. Decades now it a fail. We need something other than focusing on music as a cause of crime and violence. Because people are going, remember, you know, when a problem reach people, you know, they might cling on anything for blame, you know. And they more solutions. But the solution not gonna be in a attacking music and pretending like music is really the cause of crime and violence. We're not gonna ever solve the problem if we continue to tell ourselves lie about what the cause of the problem is. You see me? And big up gas, $2. We just get $2.05 a gallon. $2.05 a gallon. You see me? That always good cheap gas. Well, it's good for me, not good for people who are dead over it. Anyway, big up on yourself, people, you see me? Big up on yourself. But those who want to take my advice, and if you reach this far in a video, please subscribe to my channel, you see me? Please subscribe to my channel. I try to do something more informative, even when a music I report on. Anything I try to do something informative and based in actual evidence and facts, you see me? So please subscribe, and I mean, even if you have some topic suggestion, me will read and learn and give my opinion on it, you see me? And if you have an opinion about that issue, yeah, leave a comment in a comment box. Leave a comment below the video and check out the link them where I go post to the peer reviewed article them. You see me? We talk about the causes of crime and violence. Focusing on targeting these artists and targeting genres of music, and focus our resources and building institutions and providing resources to our communities so we can prevent the next generation of children from falling into the cycle of crime and violence. So we are looking for decreased poverty. We are looking for increased culturally relevant education. We are looking for increased community involvement in raising children. That means that people, we have to go give up this Eurocentric Judeo-Christian individualism, because that is not of our culture. Our culture is of community. You understand? Our culture is of respecting elders. And our culture is not of rugged individualism. Yes, individualism is important in many aspects, but when it comes to raising our children and acculturating our children and socializing our children, everybody has to be involved. We can't have parents in a war with them one another and vex with them one another when once a child get out of line and put them back in a place. And we're not talking about abusing children, we're talking about teaching lessons and making sure them learning lessons, valuable lessons. People don't want other people talk to them children when them children are misbehave and them things. Them things they are not our culture that. You understand? Them things they are things where you pick up elsewhere. We have to get rid of them little things there. You understand? And then the government have to step up. The government have to step up and have to focus and put resources into the communities. Simple things because here we are going on. Simple things like occupying the time of the young people. Because you have parents out of work. I try just for keep roof over the pitney them head and feed the pitney them and pay the school fee them and so. So parents not gonna there all the time, but we need institutions we set up, we're funded by our tax dollars. We keep these children occupied. If I want a football team, to keep the youth them occupied, or a netball team, to keep the girl them occupied, we need it. If I want community center where we have couple pool table and table tennis table and couple computer for the pitney them do some research and a little small library for them do some reading. We need it so that when Saturday come, the pitney them can have some more for go. We are going to benefit them learning and them develop them skills, positive skills, instead of them just parents gonna work, them just out of the house and just, you know, just a roam street and them thing there. If I even forget them for start, go back a bush, go find, go in a forest, them go find fruit, pick and them something there. Them little thing that we need for get back to them something there. And we need for start get rid of the slum them in our society and provide decent home for people living in, decent affordable home for people living in. Everybody just jumble up in a the little zinc up them star. We can't continue them something there. Can't continue them something there. Have people that live next to big garbage dump. That should have completely illegal in our society. Have people that live next to the dump them. Even if I feed them choice to move there, you know. It's not supposed to possible because it not going to help society in any way. Because when the youth them catch asthma and catch all type of disease and people get cancer and them thing there, guess what it going to fall back on? Taxpayer, because you have to go pay for when them come show up in a hospital sick. You understand? So it better to prevent them thing there. I don't know why the government not seem to move swift enough in these directions. We are going to provide some real results, but we need to keep them foot to the fire, them feet to the fire. And when them come to know with this blame music business, run them, we tell them say, yo, the time for them full argument, they gone, dog. It gone long time. We don't have no time for that now. We want real change. We want change where we are going to see results. We not clutch at no straw at this point. You understand? Anyway, big up on yourself. And thanks for watch. Blessings. Right, so the final thing I'm forget to mention in our video is that politicians don't have no real interest in solving this problem. Why? Because if them focus on poverty as the main or one of the main causes of crime and violence, it means say them have more responsibility upon them, and them have to go start share up resources where them have to invest whole heap of resources in these communities. And if you know anything about how politics work, is not poor people get the bigger chunk of the wealth in a society. When the wealth are divided up, most of the wealth are go towards the people who already have money. You understand? So the politician them already depend they in an economic class that most of them above the level of where poor people there. Cause them not poor. If them did poor one time, them not poor again. So and in a them interest for focus on the real problem in a society, because it means that them have to go give up more money have to go invest in the poor community them. In the ghetto them, more money have to go, billions of dollars have to go pour in them community there for even get rid of the community and get proper housing for some of the place them. Cause some of the community them now have good housing. So I have to get them out of that way. Them have to go start build some institution to keep the people them occupied. That are gonna cost money again. So you find out say them not interested in that. Them not interested in spending no money on poor people. So them best solution is for find a scapegoat and make poor people themselves even accept that as the reason for crime and violence. So you know end up a waste your time or focus on an issue where it nah go solve the problem where you focus on something where nah go solve the problem where you have. You understand? Meanwhile, them get for stay in a power and hoard the wealth, and you just a chase. It's like a cat a chase him tail. You never go catch it, or you chase a shadow. You never go catch it. You see me? So you never go solve the problem if you focus on music as the cause of the problem, when the cause is actually how wealth are divided up in the country. So people no understand say it a go take an effort from the people who are suffer the most. It a go take a political effort. That means you have to go stand up on 2 foot and you have to go fight. You have to go fight for a slice of the cake. You understand? The cake, which is politics, because that is all what politics is about, you know. Politics is about dividing up wealth in a society. You understand? So, politicians do not have interest in sharing wealth with poor people. So that is one of the reasons, and probably the main reason why them not focus on the real cause of crime and violence, because it will force them to face the fact, say them have to go, now if them are going to fight against poverty, them have to go invest money, them have to go spend money in these communities, which them don't want to do. You understand? Them don't want to do it, and we have to go just face the fact there. So, what the solution is, people have to just get more involved in our politics. You understand? Have to just get more organized politically, and have to go do things like let go of political party, which anyway, that is our next subject. I go just left that. Getting rid of political parties I go be critical for country advance. Anyway, Me just want to remember say music is not the cause of crime and violence. Music is a scapegoat for people who do not wish to address the issues that cause crime and violence, which is mainly poverty. And we have to understand that, and we have to make them know, say, we know that, and that we want to get rid of poverty. And for the people them we make it out of the ghetto and make it out of the poor situation them, remember say you have a civic duty. On a civic duty for better the place them want to come from. You understand? We are trying to elevate everybody. I try to elevate everybody so the country can better as a whole and move forward. Anyway, blessings. Blessings before me start to ramble. Bye.